I'm not a scholar, I'm just a researcher. All my books are just my published research. Everything that I'm writing is my notes, and that written work gets published, and you read that. So you're reading everything that I read, but I wrote it down after I read it. Because the best way to learn is by writing it down. So I'm reading something. You have 12 body systems. Okay, you have 12 body systems. Now somebody buys the book and reads, oh, you have 12 body systems. So I'm just sharing with you what I have absorbed myself. And now you can absorb what I have absorbed. So everything I learn, it's published. You can learn it too. So I'm just on a journey and I'm letting people follow my journey. So all my published books are just my research, except for my 3 new ones coming out, which are actual fictional stories, but they have to do with science. So my first children's book is called Basement Boy and Attic Girl. And it's basically, I was inspired by Shark Boy and Lava Girl because in Shark Boy and Lava Girl, at the end of the movie, Lava Girl tells Max, she says, dream with your eyes open. So a lot of my work back then it was about earth and physics. Now I'm talking about consciousness and the states of consciousness or the content that consciousness is conscious of. Awareness. What is it aware of? There's only 2 types of content that you are aware of. You're either aware of what's in front of you or what's inside of you. So, what's in front of you is whatever you see through the eyes, unless you're blind. Everything in front of you, everything external and physical, is part of sensorial content. Everything inside of you that is mental is part of imaginal content. So you only have 2 types. You're a subscriber to 2 channels. The 2 channels that you're subscribed to is body content and mind content. And you're only seeing one of it's like you only have HBO and Netflix. You can watch all the movies on HBO, and then when you watch them all you can go to Netflix, but you can't go to Hulu or Pluto. You only have sun and moon. And the point of that is you don't just have sun and moon. Those are the default basic states, normal states. You can mix them. So you have red, blue, and purple, but you could have dark purple and light purple. So red is awake, the sun. Blue is asleep. Light purple is when you're awake while you're asleep, and dark purple is when you're asleep while you're awake. So how do you sleep with your eyes open? Even in Stranger Things, Papa tells Eleven that her dreams are bleeding into reality.
That was another memory, a more powerful one, invading from your subconscious.
So how do you make your dreams bleed into reality? Carl Jung called it active imagination. It's when you imagine actively while you're awake with your eyes open. So it's like there's an apple in my hand. Now it's blue, now it's red, now it's green. You can change the color in your mind. So being able to dream with your eyes open or be awake while you're asleep. Enter the dream and lucid dream. The opposite is lucid wake. And this is how you decode all of the major movies today. These movies are about the psychological ritual death of identity and then the rebirth of non-identity, or the ability to move between identities, sun and moon. That's the whole point. Jesus has the keys to heaven and earth, which is sun and moon. He has the keys to his body and his mind. You don't escape the body and go to the mind, which is heaven or the dream. And you don't exclude yourself from heaven. So heaven isn't permanent, uh, permanent one place or exile from another. Heaven is ability to enter and exit states at will, and it's nothing other than that. Do you have the keys to heaven and earth? Not just the keys to heaven, and now you're in heaven and you don't go back to earth. People think they're not supposed to reincarnate. Oh, the goal is to go to heaven and not come back here. The goal is to graduate and leave. No, the goal is to graduate and be able to leave and return at will. If you graduated and left and you didn't return, then you didn't fully graduate. That's a false graduation. So that's what a narcissist is. It's somebody who thinks they graduated by leaving. Or they think they graduated by merging. So You don't merge the states. It's not like I'm awake and asleep forever now. No, you have to have the ability to wake up or be asleep whenever. I'm tired of being awake, I'm gonna go asleep. Now I'm tired of sleeping, I'm gonna be awake. But you're not gonna say, I'm tired of being awake forever, I'm gonna sleep forever. That's not heaven. Heaven is both of these are hats that I can wear. Not, I'm gonna make a new hat out of both of them. That's not heaven. Now you just created a new prison. Hell is imprisonment in one or the other, or even a third hybrid. Heaven is non prison freedom. So it's not just awareness, consciousness. Oh, heaven is the high enlightenment. Enlightenment is fluidity, is mobility, agility, volition, power, control of where you're going, movement. So, true, what I'm telling you right now, you heard it here first. Christ consciousness, super consciousness, is omni state mobility, is meta lucid agency, is meta state mastery, is navigational authority of awareness. That's true enlightenment. Hell is fixation. Heaven is non fixation, fluidity and flexibility and mobility of awareness, not just flexibility or lucidity, mobility, agility, is being able to not only observe and move across, but overlapping states at will. Can you observe, navigate, and overlap states at will? Cool, you're a metastate master. You're a lucid king. Lucid kingship, metastate mastery. You are a sovereign seer. These are terms that I've coined, by the way. These are my terms. Sovereign seer. Are you a sovereign seer? Are you sovereign seeing? Do you have sovereign sight? Do you have fluidity and flexibility of awareness? Do you have mobility? Not just awareness of awareness. People say, oh, I'm aware of myself. I have self-awareness. I know thyself. Can you move thyself? Can you overlap states? Can you lucid dream right now? Can you lucid wake? Do you lucid wake every night? Oh, then you're not a lucid dreamer? Then you're not fully aware that it's a dream and you believe that it's a dream. You're supposed to say, oh, I know that I'm dreaming. Duh, I'm not stupid. This is a dream. But every night you dream, you're just like, la 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 la, oh my God, there's a dinosaur, run. You believe the dream every night because you're not lucid, because you're not fully conscious. I'm not saying I'm a lucid master. I seek to gain metastate mastery. I want to be a lucid king.